Hey friend, why are you not making as much money as the other guy who seems to be having all the success online? Why does it feel like you are putting in a ton of work and not getting a whole lot of results back? Hey, my name is Chris from Njigha.com, and in this very exciting episode today, I'm going to share with you 11 traits that high performers use and have to make more money online, way more money, and consistently stay that way and stay rich. I've actually been checking out this book. This really good friend of mine shared with me from Brendon Burchard about performance habits that high performers have, and I'm going to share with you exactly what it may be, the difference between why you're not making more money online, and the fact of the matter is that other person isn't any better or different than you. So if you want to learn how to make more money online, these 11 traits that help you consistently make more and stay rich, then stick around for that. So hey, welcome. Hey, if you don't know, this channel is all about empowering the home business entrepreneur, all right? You, and with the mindset and the online marketing skill sets to get results, make more money, and finally achieve the breakthrough, all right? So hey, if you like that type of content and like that information and you jive with it, then hey, consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, don't forget the bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop new videos on how to make more money online, how to gain success and freedom, and which is pretty much videos are being made pretty much on a Monday through Friday daily basis right now. All right, my friends, so let's get right down into it. Like I said, I've been checking out this book by Brendon Burchard called The High Performance Habits, all right, how people become extraordinary and stay that way. And I got to tell you, it's been quite fascinating. And in fact, I encourage you to check out the book, all right, because a friend recommended it to me and it's been awesome. I'll leave the link below in the description below. But part of what he's been describing is 11 traits that high performers have. They tend to make all the money. They tend to be rich, have all the success and stay that way, and really there's no difference between them and you and myself, and so we can achieve these particular habits to get these traits, right? And so I wanted to talk about that, and I think that's going to be really helpful for you, especially if you've been trying to figure out what is the difference, why you've not been having the success you've been looking for. So let's get with it. All right, so the first one, let's see, we'll call it the first trait. All right, the first trait of high performers have to make more money online and consistently and stay rich is, number one, they are more successful than others, but less stressed. Can you believe that? Right? So everybody thinks that in order to become successful, you have to be like, you're going to trade in and have an extra amount of stress associated with you. And that's not true. That's false. You see, high performers have found a way to become more successful and not take on the same amount of stress. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't get stressed. It just means that they found ways to cope with it, to deal with it, and they're able to perform higher, make the most money, stay that way consistently over the long term. I think one of the best people that I can think of who represents that most is Oprah, right? When I think of Oprah, I think about someone who's just, I mean, she's performing at a high level. She has so much going on. She's one of the most powerful, has one of the highest net worth of women in the planet. And yet when you see her, she's not super stressed, right? She's not super stressed. And which is despite what a lot of people would think. You would think that all that success means more stress, and that's not true. So that's something to remember. You don't have to be stressed to achieve success. You just need to have the habits that allow you to cope with it. All right. Number two, the high performers who are making the most money online and consistently and stay rich, they tend to love challenges. All right. Most people, when they see something that's difficult and challenging, they run away from it, right? Because they think it's going to be too much of a headache, too stressful, or they think that they're going to fail at it, or people are going to laugh at them. And that is how mediocre people don't get the success they're looking for. High performers take on challenges, right? They love it. They love to go after a goal despite adversity. And it's not like they know everything, but it's because they have confidence in themselves, confidence in their ability to know that they're going to figure things out. No matter how difficult it is, have confidence in themselves that they're going to be able to figure it out and put it together no matter what. All right. Number three. Oh man, that looks terrible, right? Number three trait that distinguishes high performers and lets them make all the most money and stay that way is that they are healthier than most people. You see, most people think that in order to achieve a high amount of success, make the most money online or in any field, that you have to sacrifice your health. False. Do you realize that of the highest performers on the planet, that the top 5% work out at least 3 times a day? At least 3 times a day. They eat the best food, they take care of their bodies, and they get the most sleep, right? I don't think you know this, but LeBron James, for example, right? He's a definite high performer. You know how many hours of sleep LeBron James gets on average each night? The man gets 12 hours of sleep each night, every single night. Not just him, but most high performing athletes get double-digit hours of sleep. So when I'm talking about healthier, I mean they're taking care of their bodies. And the fact of the matter is that more average people will say, "Oh, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to eat right or do this." But the fact of the matter is that you cannot afford to not eat right, to not get sleep, to not get rest, to not take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All right. So number 4 is high performers make all the most money and they stay that way because, well, they tend to be happier, right? We all know that just because you achieve high amount of success doesn't necessarily mean that you're happy or you feel fulfilled. And so the high performers, they're able to make the most money and consistently stay that way because they're happy in what they're doing. They're happy in themselves, and that comes from developing specific habits, right, that are described in the book, which is another reason why I recommend you check out the book. Number 5, high performers make all the most money online and they're in any niche and they consistently stay that way because they are admired. Okay? It's funny because these people are performing way better than everybody else, and yet everybody else admires them. How? Why? Because they give service. They are serving others at a high level. And when you serve others, people feel respected, they make people feel appreciated, and people can't help themselves but to admire them. A great example of this is a gentleman named Ray Higdon, a leader and authority in the network marketing space. The man gives tremendous amount of value all the time, yet he's performing way better than the average network marketer, period. He doesn't even build a company anymore, and yet people still admire him because of the value and the service he constantly, consistently gives. All right? So that's something to think about. Number 6, high performers make all the most money online and consistently stay that way because they tend to have better grades and the better positions, executive positions, right? And the reason why is because there's been an association between better grades, better performances, and getting better positions with being just a high performer, having the right type of habits that allow you to perform at a high clip, at a high degree. And remember, these habits can be learned by anybody. You don't need to be special in any other way to learn these habits and make them your own and become a high performer, make more money online, stay consistently rich over the long term. All right. Number 7, high performers make the most money online. They make more, stay consistently that way because they work passionately. Despite traditional rewards, right? So most people, you'll see them at their job place, in their career, in their business. They're like, "Oh, I'm not getting paid to do that, so I'm not going to do it." oh, they didn't pay me enough for this, right? Or they're always looking for the reward in terms of a cash reward to support the reason why they're going to go the extra mile or do this. And you see, high performers, they make more money in the business. They may make more money at their jobs. They have better positions because they work passionately. They don't work to necessarily for the rewards of money. They have a passion or a purpose in what they're doing. They've established a purposeful meaning, purposeful living. So everything they do is for something of a greater purpose or a greater mission. And so because of that, they're not moved by dollars. And so they're able to work harder and more effortlessly and more consistently because they don't necessarily need to see the dollars. Because of course, when you can work that way at a high level towards a cause, the money will always come eventually as soon as you've met the required timetable needed to develop that opportunity for it to start to pay you. They don't have a problem sticking around long term in a project because, hey, they're going to get paid anyway. And they just love and admire and work purposely for what they're doing. A great example of someone like that is Elon Musk. You know, when I watch him and listen to some of his commentary, the man is just passionate about his project in delivering electrical vehicles to the mainstream public. He doesn't care. I mean, he's got to care about the dollar signs, but you could tell his mission and his purpose is primarily serving and changing the way people think about electrical cars and their transportation in their lives. It drives him, and I love it. All right, number 8. The high performers tend to stay that way, make the most money online, stay rich consistently because they are assertive. And I mean assertive for the right reason. So not because you're assertive because you want to dominate someone or you may want to make someone feel less than you or you want to be competitive. No, assertive because you know what you believe in and you have the courage and the gall to talk it, to say it, to express it, and to defend your position and defend your ground and say what you believe in. At the same time, you're willing to defend. They tend to be willing to defend others and help them speak their minds and share their values and their dreams and their opinions on a particular topic or subject. That's assertiveness, and that's a characteristic of a high performer that allows them to achieve high amount of success, make the most money online. Number 9, high performers tend to make the most money online because they see beyond their own strengths, right? So it's like all this talk about how you should focus on what your strengths are. And I like what Brendon Burchard says about that. He said, hey, that's so lame now, right? Because in the day and age that it can't just be about focusing on your strengths. It's about finding out what it is that is needed in your marketplace, in your niche, and doing what it takes to become that person who can make that change. So it means taking on new traits, new skills necessary to make the change or empowering others to be able to make that change in that niche. So it's not just about your strengths anymore. You're gonna have to become someone of multiple talents if you want to truly impact and make more money doing whatever it is you're doing. Number 10, high performers tend to be that way and stay that way, making the most money online because they have mastered prolific quality, or what is it called? Prolific quality output. Yeah. In other words, they're able to be more productive. Now, you're saying, well, does that mean that they do more than other people in general? Not necessarily. What that means is that they do more of what's most important. All right? They tend to keep the main thing the main thing. They don't get distracted with side stuff, right? How many online entrepreneurs are so easily distracted by the next shiny object that comes out? No, the more high performers making the most money online and staying that way, they're laser focused on one thing, the big thing, and they stay on it, right? It's what Brian Tracy likes to call eating that frog, right? What's the thing, that one thing that you know, if you do it, it produces 80% of the output in your business. That's what these high performers have mastered. That's why they still tend to make the most money online and stay that way long term. And then finally, number 11, what's the trait that allows high performers to make the most money online and consistently stay that way is, well, they have what's called adaptive servant leadership. Maybe I can spell this right. Servant leadership. Okay, what does this mean? It means that they're able to create and adapt in certain situations, right? They're able to figure out what's happening in a particular niche, in a particular area, and see the problem and adapt to it in such a way that they're able to produce and figure and produce what's necessary to make the change in that space, right? And so not only that, but not only do they develop the skills to make changes, but they also develop people, right? Why is it that these people can be thrown into any situation? A good example of this is, I don't know if you watched this show on CNBC called The Prophet by, and the guy's named Marcus Lamont, I think, right? He's a perfect example of this. You can take this guy, put him in any type of business model, any type of niche, and this dude will excel and make money. How is that possible? How can you know every niche and every business style? It's because he's able to develop enough skills in business and develop people. You see, he inspires people around him to pick up what they know to do well and to do it even better. That is this highly characteristic skill of high performers that makes them seem like they can just be anywhere and be dropped off anywhere and just make things happen and shake things up. So that's it, my friend. That right there is 11 traits of high performers that allows them to make the most money online, make more money online consistently, and stay rich through the long term. All right. I hope that was helpful for you because it's very powerful way to think about what is the difference between the success you're looking for and how someone else has and how you don't have it. Keep in mind, all these things, traits you can have too. It's the habits that you would have to build on a daily basis to become this person. And all you gotta do is just learn the habits. That's why I highly encourage you to check out the book. Like I said, I just started reading it, so I can't describe the habits to you in detail. But like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below the video for you to check it out. I think it's been a great read for me. I think you'll enjoy it too. So if you enjoyed this and this was valuable to you, hey, give the video a like, all right? Consider subscribing to the channel so you can get notified whenever I drop new content. And oh, by the way, if you want to know my #1 recommended way to make money online and help you develop these skills and have these traits at the same time, hey, click the link in the description below, all right? And it'll take you to the free information. So that's it, my friend. Hope you enjoyed it. Until the next exciting episode, I want you to be blessed. Stay hungry out there. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye now.